Hello, welcome to lesson number 2 of unit number 9 on the Kingdom of Funan. In this lesson we're going to be learning about the rise of, or the coming into being, of the Funan Kingdom. Funan was located in modern-day Cambodia and Vietnam. Parts of the kingdom were also located in modern-day Thailand, both central and southern Thailand. But the core, or the center of power of the Funan Kingdom, was located in Vietnam and Cambodia. So the most important cities, the capital cities, the most important cities for trade especially, were located in modern-day Cambodia and Vietnam. The Kingdom of Funan existed as far back as 1 AD. However, for the first perhaps 200 years of its existence, it was not very important on an international scale. However, as I said in the previous lesson, conflict or troubles within China around 220 AD caused an interruption in the Silk Road. So trade across the land was disrupted. It was difficult to get goods from China to other parts of the world, and from other parts of the world to China. So as I said, the Chinese looked for a different way to trade their goods, and that became the Indian Ocean trade route. So around 220 AD, Funan became very important due to its strategic location between China and India. If you're going to travel by boat from India to China, or China to India, you need to pass by Southeast Asia. Alright, so you need to pass through what was the Funan Kingdom. So the Funan Kingdom served as not only as a place to trade, but as a place to rest. For the merchants who were traveling from China to India or vice versa. Now, this kingdom lasted until about 550 AD, and we're going to talk about the fall of the Funan Kingdom in a future lesson, so we'll save that for another time. Funan was made up of several port cities. Of course, it was important, as I said, in the Indian Ocean trade. So merchants would have stopped at different cities in the Funan Kingdom either to rest or to trade their goods. The most important city for trade was called Oc Eo in modern-day Vietnam, as you can see right here on the map. Alright, so a lot of trading would have taken place here, and Indian and Chinese merchants, possibly also Arab merchants, would have stopped over for months at a time in Oc Eo, waiting for trade winds to change, which we're going to talk about again in a future lesson. However, Oc Eo was not the capital of the Funan Kingdom. A city called Viadapura was the capital, and we're not exactly sure where the capital was located. It was likely either in modern-day Vietnam or modern-day Cambodia. We're not exactly sure where it was. We just know that it was written about in Chinese documents. So the king of the Funan Kingdom would have lived likely in Viadapura. At this time, merchants traveling from India to China or vice versa would have crossed through the Isthmus of Kra. Now, if you remember from a previous lesson, the Isthmus of Kra is a small strip of land between two large bodies of water, specifically between the Andaman Sea over here, as you can see on the map, and the Gulf of Thailand, on the east side. So merchants traveling from India would have landed here in, I believe it's modern day, maybe Ranong. They would have traveled across modern day Chumpon. And they would have gotten onto ships here and then traveled to Oc Eo. And the Chinese merchants would have traveled the other direction, stopped at Oc Eo. The ships would have traveled across the Gulf of Thailand, docked in modern-day Chumpon, traveled by land across the Isthmus of Kra, They would have gotten onto boats in modern-day Ranong, okay, and traveled across the Andaman Sea, the Bay of Bengal, and to India. All right. And that's how goods would have been traded at this time, and that is why Funan was so important in the Indian Ocean trade. Okay, so that's it for this lesson. So thank you for listening.